Good evening, guys.
Good
Am I
evening.
audible? Yeah. So I'm assuming I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can someone give me a heads up of what we were discussing in the previous class? Tuesday, I think we had the last class. I'm assuming that you guys would have practiced.
We had to start 7.5, sir.
Started 7 point. Did we complete it?
No, sir, I don't think we started 7.5. We were doing examples. We did
We are doing-
example 14. sir,
Which
the last
it was
one.
based on. It is based on partial fractions, right?
Yes, sir. It's partial fraction.
Oh, okay, okay. So I'm supposed to start with by parts. Okay. So what I will do is I'll give you hints for all the problems. Did anyone complete this exercise? No one? Okay. So I'll give you hints. Please make a note of all the hints and try this. Listen. So how to do the first one? X divided by x plus 1 into x plus 2.
X is equal to A by X plus 1.
Not
plus
x
B
is
by
equal
X
to.
plus
No, no, no.
X by X plus 1 into X.
The question itself is equal to a by x plus 1 plus b by x plus 2. Then we'll find a and b. So the answer is expected as a into ln of x plus 1 plus b into ln of x plus 2. So this is more important. So you should understand how the pattern works rather than memorizing, okay? So the answer will come in this kind of a format. So only job that we have is to find the value of a and b. That's it. Second one, 1 by x square minus 9. So I can write this as 1 by x minus 3 into x plus 3. Then what will I do to it? I'll write it as a by x minus 3 by b by x plus 3. So answer will be in terms of a ln of x minus 3 plus b ln of x plus 3 plus c. This thing, guys, third one. Can we make a little faster? So these are all simple problems. By parts is slightly a tougher version. So we need to understand what it is. So guys, make it
Equate
faster.
the question to A by X minus 1 plus B by X minus 2 plus C by
That's
X
it. A by x minus 1 plus b by x minus 2 plus c divided by x minus 3. So a ln of x minus 1, b ln of x minus 2, c ln of x minus 3. Same. What about this one? 2x divided by x square plus 3x plus 2. So x square plus 3x plus 2, 2x divided by x square plus 3x plus 2, I will write it as 2x divided by x plus 2 into x plus 1. Now again, same logic, a by x plus 2 plus b by x plus 1. Again, proceed with it. Sixth one, 1 minus x square divided by x into 1 minus 2x. So if you observe, this is a tricky question. 1 minus x square divided by x into 1 minus 2x. How to solve this? So if you observe, the power the numerator and denominator are having the highest power to be the same value. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what are we supposed to do? So this is a tricky problem. How to solve this? This I've already discussed. I think I've explained a problem where the
Reduce the
numerator.
dividend equal to divide into quotient plus remainder.
That's right. So I think this is the problem. I told you already it is important because the numerator and denominator have the same value. So divide and then write it, no? 1 minus x square. So the question is 1 minus x square divided by x minus 2x square. So tell me, how can you write the numerator? Rohan, divide and tell me.
So we will take 1 minus x square and make it divide x minus 2x square, right, sir?
So 1 minus x square should be divided by x minus 2x. You know how to divide it, but this will be slightly tedious process.
Usually it's only single step, right, sir?
Which one?
Usually it will be only a single step, right?
Generally, it will be single step. So what we can actually do with respect to this problem is, since I have a constant, so I will do it as 1 by x into 1 minus 2x. Okay. 1 by x into 1 minus 2x minus x square divided by x into 1 minus 2x. So here I'll cancel this x and x. This what I can do is, I will write it as 1 by, I'll take the minus 2 outside. I can write it as x into x minus half minus x divided by 1 minus 2x. Again, if you see the numerator and denominator are of the same power, so subtract and divide the value. So first here you have 2x, so make this as 2 and divide it with half. So to make it look similar to the numerator, what should I do? Minus 1 by 2 into this is x into x minus half minus half into, I'll add 1. I'll push this minus sign inside. So 1 minus 2x plus 1. Sorry, 1 minus 2x minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2x. Now will you be able to solve this? Take this 1 minus 2x and combine it with it. 1 combine it with 1 minus 2x, then you will get the answer. So for this, what are we supposed to do? Apply a by x plus b by x minus half plus half into 1 minus 2x by 1 minus 2x is 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2x. Now you can do it. Clear or not?
Yes, sir, clear.
Right. See, the remaining problems, you guys try it. Nobody is responding. Okay. It's like only we both are talking to each other. Others, you try these problems. If there are any doubts, ask. Okay. This exercise, I'm leaving it to you. Now I'm going to the next very, very important part, that is integration by parts. So this integration by parts is something similar to product rule in differentiation. Okay. So listen to this. So in this section, what we are going to do is, we'll be describing about one more method of integration. Till now, what are all the methods that we have seen? First, we did using the guess. The first exercise, we found the antiderivative by assuming certain functions and then solving it. From the second exercise onwards, we got a clarity of directly solving. By using the second exercise, we concentrated on something called as integration by substitution. Right? Then came an important point, that is integration using the process of partial fractions. And the third most type of integration is by using something called as by parts, for which we will be having two differentiable functions here. So that is found quite useful in integrating products of functions. So till now we had composite functions, that is integral of sine 2x dx is there. Then you need to write it as minus cos 2x divided by 2. So this is a composite function. So to differentiate a composite function, we have a method. But what about differentiating the product of two functions? Sin x is a function, 2x is a function. So when this kind of a scenario is going to occur, at that point, we need to go with the concept of integration by parts. Okay. Now see, suppose I have two functions u and v. If u and v are any two differentiable functions of single variable x, then by the product rule of differentiation, what can we say? Derivative of, listen to this, d by dx of u into v, where u is one function of x and v is another function of x, is equal to u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. Right? Now, if I integrate on both sides, what are we going to get? Okay. So when I say integrate with respect to, so integrate on both sides with respect to x. So what I'm trying to say is integral of d by dx of uv into dx is equal to integral of u into dv by dx into dx plus integral of v into du by dx into dx. Accepted? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, listen, I'm not in a hurry to cancel dx on the right hand side. Here I will cancel it. I'll tell you the reason later. So in this, when I cancel it, this I will get it as integral of derivative of u into v. So integral of derivative of u into v is going to give me uv is equal to integral of c. Integral of u into dv by dx with respect to x minus integral of v into du by dx with respect to x. Any doubt till this, sir?
No, sir.
Please make a note. Not minus, it is a plus, sorry. So please make a note. Don't worry about all these derivations. I'll teach you all the simpler techniques to solve it. But since I'm supposed to explain you the concept involved behind it, I'm explaining all these steps. So don't worry about too much of these mathematical calculations. Try to understand. Done?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now listen. From the idea of the product rule, now we are going to derive the reverse. So I'm bringing this up. So observe, this is there, no? Integral of u into dv by dx with respect to x is equal to u into v minus, this whole thing will come to the left hand side, minus integral of v into du by dx with respect to dx. Accept? Now comes an important point. If I take u as f of x and dv by dx as g of x. Okay. What did I do? I took u as f of x and dv by dx as dr. Then du by dx will be equal to f dash of x and v will be equal to integral of g of x d of x. Correct? Because dv by dx is gx. So dv is equal to g of x into dx. Integrate on both sides, v will be equal to integral of g of x into dx. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now listen to this carefully. Integral of f of x into g of x with respect to dx. Where here f of x is what? I replaced u with f of x. I replaced dv by dx with g of x, and I manipulated and formed a question is equal to u. U is what? F of x into what is v? Integral of g of x dx minus integral of, this integral is already in the formula. What is v again? Integral of g of x dx into what is du by dx?
F dash of x.
F dash of x into dx. Okay, so this is the formula for integration by parts. So if we derive it in the tougher manner possible, this is how the formula will look. But as I mentioned you, don't worry about the appearance of it. I'll tell you how to solve the problem. Okay, please make a note of it. I hope there is no doubt in this. Done? Now,
Yes.
write this. So, write down this part. Sorry. So, integral of, listen, integral of f of x into g of x dx. Okay. Here, I need to prioritize. So, the importance is prioritize the functions. So, if I take this as the first function and this as the second function, then the answer to this is first function into integral of second function minus integral of derivative of first function integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function. Okay. Write down. As I mentioned, don't worry, write it down. So first function into integral of second function minus integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function. That is what we have written. See, what is first function? F of x into, we would have written integral of g of x dx minus integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function with respect to x. So this is what we have written. Okay. So I told you have to prioritize, right? So priority is based on a rule called as ILATE, where I stands for inverse trigonometric functions. L stands for logarithmic functions. A stands for algebraic functions. T stands for trigonometric functions, and E stands for exponential functions. So what is the meaning of this? If you have a product of, let's say, algebraic and trigonometric, okay, we have the product of algebraic and trigonometric, which one should be considered as function number 1 and which one as 2?
So could you repeat the question?
If you have a question which is an integral of algebraic into trigonometric function, so which one should be considered as 1 and which one should be considered as 2? Because when you're integrating, you need to write the first function without doing anything. And you write the integral of second function. So priority is important here.
So algebraic will be function 1 and trigonometric will be function 2.
As simple as that. That's it. Right. So please make a note in this. If there is any doubt, get it clarified. Right. So you're done. Now listen to this. Suppose there is a question like this: integral of x square sin x dx. Okay. So this is a product of what? X square stands for algebraic. Sin x stands for trigonometric. So algebraic is first, trigonometric is second. So what is the formula telling us? When you have the product of two functions, you should write the first function as it is. First function into integral of second function minus, put one integral and open a bracket. Integral of derivative of first function. What is the derivative of first function? 2x into integral of second function. Are you guys clear with what I did? First function into integral of second function minus integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function. Okay. So here it will be x square into integral of sin x is minus cos x minus, what is happening here? See, integral of 2, I will take it out, x into integral of sin x is minus cos x, and there is a dx. Because this dx is for the inner integral, this dx is for the outer integral. So there are two integrals. So minus x square cos x, you take this minus sign outside, plus 2 into integral of cos x dx, right? So this one I will not disturb. Again, I have an integral of product of two functions. So what am I supposed to do? Take this as the algebraic, this is algebraic one. So take this as 1 and this as 2. Now tell me, guys. So minus x square cos x is undisturbed plus 2 into open a bracket. Who can tell me? I already gave you the list. If you have written it, just try to make an attempt in explaining it here.
So we have to again give the same function again. We have to do the same methods again, right? So since x and
Yeah,
cos
that's
x
what
are
I'm
different.
asking. What is the method? First function,
We
explain it.
use
No, tell me.
islets. So algebraic we take x as function 1 and cos x as function 2.
Perfect.
And then we put x into the derivative of
Not derivative.
not derivative, I mean x into cos x.
Integral of cos x dx.
Cos x.
Yes. Minus is
And
by
then we
default.
subtract it.
Integral of
Derivative
bracket.
of x, which is 1, sir,
1 into
into integral of cos x.
integral of cos x dx and another dx outside, because you'll put 2 dx. One dx is for the interior integral, and the second one is for the exterior integral. So minus x square cos x plus 2 into x into integral of cos x dx is sin x minus integral of 1 into integral of cos x dx is sin x with the dx. Correct? So minus x square cos x plus 2x sin x minus integral of sin x is minus cos x. So minus of minus will give me a plus and s. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Clear? So for my satisfaction, I'm going to give you one problem after you complete it. Let me see how many of you are able to solve. Done? So now I have a question. I'll give you a simpler one. Integral of x cos x dx. Solve this.
So is it x sin x plus cos x plus c, sir?
X into sin x.
Plus cos x plus c.
Correct. So how many of you got this?
Yes, sir. Even I got it.
Right. Right. Now we are ready to try slightly tougher problem. Try this. integral of x secant square x dx. Tell me, guys.
So I got x tan x minus log of secant x plus c.
Correct. How many of you got this?
Yes, sir.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Tell me.
I think in textbook a question was like this was given, sir, and it was given plus log of cos x. That's also right, sir.
That's also right. Because see, log of secant x is log of cos x power minus 1. There is a minus outside. This minus and this will get multiplied. So it is plus log x. The plus log of cos
Okay,
x.
sir. I understand.
Okay. 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 Let's make it slightly tougher. X square. Hmm. 1 minute, let me think. X square. Okay. This itself will make, instead of x, I'm making it as x square. Do it fast. Simple one only. Do it fast. Because there is something important I'm going to tell you.
So I got x square sin x plus 2x cos x plus 2 sin x plus c.
1 minute. This is what you should have got. X square sin x. So this is what you're saying. X square sin x plus 2x cos x minus x sin x plus c. Correct?
Got plus 2 sin x.
Sorry. Plus 2 sin x.
Yes, sir. Because
Minus 2
integral
sin
of cos x was inside.
The integral of cos x is
So minus 2 will get multiplied with minus of the integral, minus like before the integral, sir. So it'll be plus will come.
no, check it again. Let me check it. X square. No, this is right. Check it. Okay. So logic is when you have something like this, integral of x square sine x, or for that matter, you have integral of x power 5 sine x also. How to write the answer in one step is when you have a basic algebraic function raised to the power of anything into the sine raised to the power 1 or cos raised to the power 1 of dx, then how to solve this is, listen, write the algebraic function as it is. So put it in a bracket into integrate this, that is minus cos x. Okay, is this step clear? First function into integral of second. This is not a shortcut or something. This is a faster way to solve the problem, but don't use it in the exam. Use it only to validate your answer, because this time it is subjective. You need to show the steps. It is only to validate whether your answer is right or wrong. So write the first function as it is, integrate the second function, provided what you have, a combination of algebraic and trigonometric function. Okay. Since you started with a plus sign, put a minus sign here and open another bracket. Differentiate this function into integrate this function. Okay, you have a plus here, sorry, minus here, put a plus. Open the bracket, differentiate this function and integrate this function plus c. This is answer. So minus x square cos x plus 2x sin x plus 2 cos x plus c. Is that clear, guys? Now, using the same logic, you can try to verify the answers for the others also, other problems that you have done till now. Okay. So this is applicable. So this kind of a method in which I wrote the answer in one step is applicable only when you have a simple algebraic and a trigonometric function, either sine or cos raised to the power 1. Now, so check the answer for this integral of x cos x. Can you tell me the answer using the same method? Raise the first function as it is into integral of second function, that is sin x. You started with a plus sign, put a minus. Minus of what will happen?
Integral
Derivate.
of
Oh no, differentiate this. I'm telling you the shortcut. I'll come to the longer way also. I'm just telling what should be the answer. So you didn't understand what I did then. When you have the combination of algebra, see, it's simple, concentrate, okay? You're going to get it. When you have algebraic and trigonometric, write the algebraic function as it is, x into integrate the second function. Integral of cos x will be sin x. So you started the process of differentiation with a plus sign. Alternate the sign here. Minus, put a bracket in which you will differentiate this. Derivative of x is 1 and you will integrate this. Integral of sin x is minus cos x plus c. So x sin x plus cos x plus c is the answer.
okay, sir.
Did you understand? Okay. Now coming to the regular method. So what does the regular method tell us? First function into integral of second function minus integral of, open the bracket, derivative of first function into integral of second function into dx. So x into integral of cos x is sin x minus integral of derivative of this is 1 into sin x dx. So x sin x plus cos x plus c. It's the same thing. Instead of doing it in 3 steps, I did it in 1 step. It's just like a shortcut. Okay. I hope you have a clarity of when to use and when not to use. Right. Now, find the integral of log x. One common mistake that will happen is people will write 1 by x. But the answer is not 1 by x because derivative of log x is 1 by x. So what is the integral of log x then? So you can write integral of log x as c if you look at the islate, L stands second, right? You don't have any inverse trigonometric, right? So when you don't have any inverse trigonometric, the thing that you can involve is algebraic. In algebraic, you can do x power 0, which is 1. So you can write it as integral of log x into 1 into dx. Okay. Now, which one is first function? This will be first function. This will be second function. Now, can you guys try it out and tell me what is the answer? Do it fast. So what will the answer be? First function into integral of
X
second.
into log x minus x plus c.
So x into log x minus 1 by x. So derivative of log x is 1 by x into integral of this is x. So this will get cancelled. So x into log minus x. So x into log x minus 1. Correct? 19th one. Integral of x into e power x dx. So integral of x into e power x dx. So isolate the algebraic is first, e power x is second. So first function into integral of second function e power x minus integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function dx. So x e power x minus e power x plus c. Correct? Next.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the 20th one, integral of x into sine inverse x divided by root of 1 minus x squared dx. If you observe, x is one function, sine inverse x is another function, and root of 1 minus x squared is another function. So what we can do is we can simplify it by using substitution method. So integral of x into sine inverse x divided by root of 1 minus x squared dx. So wherever inverse trigonometry function is there, right, with respect to by parts, I'm not much comfortable because the first function you have to keep differentiating. So when you differentiate inverse trigonometric function, you keep introducing the denominators, correct? Because derivative of sine inverse x is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Cos inverse is minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So unnecessarily, I'm not comfortable with denominators. So I always, what I do is, I go with substitution. So what can you substitute the value of x as so that you can eliminate sine inverse x?
It should be sin inverse x should be equal to t.
You put x is equal to sine theta, then dx will be equal to cos theta d theta. So integral of, in the place of x, I will write it as sine theta, into in the place of sine inverse x, it is going to be theta divided by cos theta into cos theta d theta. So why did I write cos theta in the denominator? Because root of 1 minus sine square theta is going to be cos theta, into dx is cos theta d theta, cancel this. So you'll be left out with integral of theta into sine theta d theta. This is easier to handle. So theta is algebraic, sine theta is trigonometric, d theta. So it is similar as x sin x dx. Just a different variable, that's it, right? Now, can you guys solve this and tell me? So what will be the answer? Theta into integral of sine theta is minus cos theta minus 1 into minus sine theta plus c. So minus theta cos theta plus sine theta plus c. So minus, what is the value of theta, guys? Sine inverse x. Cos theta is root of 1 minus x square plus sine theta is x plus c. See, that is the answer. Did you understand what I did? I didn't follow the book method. So they have told, see, this integral can also be worked out by making substitution as sine inverse x is equal to theta and integrating by terms. Did you understand what I did?
Could you scroll up a bit?
I'll turn the screen.
Okay, sir, understood.
Hmm. 21st. Integral of e power x into sin x dx. So exponential is last. So mark it as important, okay? Integral of e power x into sin x dx. Wherever there is a combination of exponential and trigonometric function, right? 1 minute. So whenever there is a combination of exponential and trigonometric, right? Take the question as I. Okay, start solving this. This is the first function. This is the second function. Tell me. So sin x into integral of e power x minus integral of derivative of sin x is cos x into integral of e power x is e power x dx. So I'm assuming by now you would have got the methods and I skipped certain steps, right? So this is still I. So e power x sin x I'm not going to disturb minus. In this case, what am I supposed to do? This is the first function, this is the second function, correct? So again, tell me guys, write the first function as it is into integral of second function minus integral of derivative of first function into integral of second function dx is equal to I. Correct? So if I push the minus sign outside, e power x sin x minus e power x cos x minus into minus into minus is a minus of integral of e power x into sin x into dx, which I call it as I. If there is any doubt, get it clarified. There is any doubt, get it clarified. So I'm assuming there is no doubt. What is e power x of sin x into dx? This would be I. So I'll push the I to the other side. Here I will take e power x common. So e power x into sin x minus cos x is equal to 2i, which implies I is equal to e power x divided by 2 into sin x minus. Here. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
So mark this problem as important. Okay. So there is one more type of integral that gets involved wherever e power x is there. Suppose you have a function e power x multiplied with the sum of a function and its derivative. Then the answer is e power x into f of x plus. So what is the question? You have integral of e power x multiplied with whom? Multiplied with the sum of function and its derivative. Then the answer will be e power x into the function itself plus. Okay. So I'll show you the proof. It is very simple. So integral of e power x into f of x plus f dash of x dx is there, right? If I take this as I, then I will be equal to integral of e power x into f of x plus integral of e power x into f dash of x dx. Okay. So what I will do is, this is there, right? So I is equal to, I'll call this as I1 plus, this I will leave it as it is, f dash of x okay. So what is I1 now? Integral of e power x into f of x dx. Okay. Generally, if you take exponential function, whatever is the value of f of x, unless it is an exponential function, by default, ILATE says that e is always the least priority. So there is always the second function, there is always the first function, correct? So this one, can I write it as f of x into integral of e power x is e power x minus integral of derivative of f of x into e power x dx. Am I right? So this whole thing is nothing but I1. So I will be equal to e power. So I will take this and substitute it in the place of I1. So it becomes e power x into f of x minus integral of e power x into f dash x of dx plus integral of e power x into f dash x of dx. Means this is also there. So this and this will get cancelled. So what will be the integral? E power x into f of x.
Understood.
Got it? So that's it for today. So let's do one example and then we'll close it. Example 22. E power x into, this is f of x. So observe tan inverse x plus the derivative of this is 1 by 1 plus x square. So what should the answer be? E power x into tan inverse x plus. Did you understand what I did? Read the
Yes,
question
sir.
again. Right? So those who don't understand, listen to this. Integral of e power x into, wherever e power x and in bracket there is sum of two functions. See what is the relation between those two functions. If one function is f of x and the other is f dash of x, then the answer will be e power x multiplied with whatever is considered as f of x. So answer will be e power x into tan inverse x plus. Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
So that's it from my side for today. In tomorrow's class, we'll solve this exercise and go to 7.7. That is integrals of some more types. 1 minute. Then we'll go for definite integral. I don't think you have this limit as sum. In definite integral, we'll directly go with the area function.
7.9.
We'll directly go to 7.9. With that, this chapter is over. Oh, sorry, 7.9. You have 11. You have 11. You have 11 exercises. So 11th one is, yeah, 11th one is based on properties. Okay, these are all simple only. But before I explain all these properties, I keep repeating in every class, it is up to you. You guys have to practice because it's a very, very, very big chapter. Once this is over, next chapter onwards will go very fast because the fundamentals are already created. Okay. So keep preparing. If there is any doubt, reach out to me on the student support. So that's it, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.